Hello students, let's start our class. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter from your civics. The name of the chapter is Electoral Politics. In this chapter you will understand how the representatives are elected. The chapter begins with the topic of why elections are necessary and useful in a democracy. Then it further explains how electoral competition among parties serves the people. The basic idea that this chapter tries to convey is to distinguish democratic elections from non-democratic elections. Dear student, why do we need elections? Elections take place regularly in any democracy. There are more than 100 countries in the world in which elections take place to choose people's representatives. The mechanism by which people can choose their representatives at regular intervals and send them whenever they want to is called an election. In an election, the voters make many choices. Number 1, they can choose who will make laws for them. They can choose who will form the government and take major decisions. And the last, they can choose the party whose policies will guide the government and lawmaking. What makes an election democratic? Minimum conditions of a democratic election include the following points. Number 1, everyone should be able to choose their own representatives. Parties and candidates should be free to contest elections and should offer some real choice to the voters. Election must be held regularly after every few years. The candidate preferred by the people should get elected. Elections should be conducted in a free and fair manner where people can choose as they really wish. Dear students, now question arises. Is it good to have political competition? Elections are all about political competition. This competition takes various forms. At the constituency level, it takes the form of competition among several candidates. Here are a few reasons that support political competition as being good for people. Number 1, regular electoral competitions provides incentives to political parties and leaders. Number 2, political parties know that if they raise issues that people want to raise, their popularity and chances of victory will increase in the next elections. On the contrary, if they fail to satisfy the voters with their work, they will not be able to win again. Number 3, if a political party is motivated only by the desire to be in power, despite that, it will be forced to serve the people. Now, another question arises. What is our system of election? Elections are held in India in Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha regularly after every 5 years. After 5 years, the term of all the elected representatives comes to an end. Elections held in all constituencies at the same time, either on the same day or within a few days, is called a general election. Sometimes elections are held only for one constituency to fill the vacancy caused by death or resignation of a member. This is called a by-election. Dear students, let's discuss about electoral constituency. India is divided into different areas for the purpose of elections. These areas are called electoral constituencies. The voters who live in an area elect one representative. For Lok Sabha elections, India is divided into 543 constituencies. The representatives elected from each constituency is called a member of parliament or an MP. Each state is divided into a specific number of assembly constituencies. In this case, the elected representative is called a member of Legislative Assembly or an MLA. Each parliamentary constituency has within it several assembly constituencies. The same principle applies for panchayat and municipal election. Each village or town is divided into several wards that are like constituencies. Each ward elects one member of the village or the urban local body. Sometimes these constituencies are counted as seats, for each constituency represents one seat in the assembly. Dear students, let's recap the portions. Why do you need election? What makes an election democratic? We have also discussed what is our system of election. At last, we have discussed regarding electoral constituency. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.